Hey now, say now, welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. Today we wrap up an exciting year one at the helm and set our sights on what's to come. After winning 7 regular season games, Stanford clinched the school's first bowl game in about 5 years. They earned the right to play SEC royalty, the LSU Tigers, who also come in with 7 wins on the season. A little disappointing for them considering the prestige of this program and being SEC greats, but they're here to play and here to win nonetheless. Before wrapping up the season with our bowl game, I wanted to review how the team did stat-wise in year one, mainly comparing them to the other ACC teams in this conference. Offensively, Stanford was 3rd in offensive yards per game, bottom 5 in points per game, 4th in total passing yards, and 9th in rushing yards. As a whole, the team did not score enough touchdowns compared to the rest of the conference, specifically, mainly in the rushing department, as they were barely over double digits in rushing touchdowns. This is something that they have to capitalize more on going into year 2. This team struggled even more on the defensive side of the ball. Second to last in terms of yardage allowed per game, they were the worst pass defense as far as yards per game, bottom 8th in points allowed, and though they were really good in the run department as far as giving up yards as well as getting sacks. Both sides of the ball ultimately were up and down all year long, and going into this bowl game, I was curious to see which side of this team would show up here today against the SEC great. LSU kicker Damian Ramos sets up to boot it away, and CJ Williams was back to return. He fields it at the 6, returns set up middle, but he's quickly tackled down at the 22-yard line, setting up the first drive for Stanford. Their offense was much more efficient in terms of yardage and third down conversions, but LSU was much more pass happy in their offense. Early on, Stanford faced a 4th down deep in LSU territory and decided to go for it. Elijah Brown takes a snap from the 34 and hits senior tight end Sam Roush on a quick route to convert the yards to gain. They face another 4th down and same result as Brown hit Roush on a short route to extend the drive. After the aggressive play calling, Micah Ford caps it off on the drive with an inside handoff. He walks into the end zone untouched for a Cardinal touchdown. Methodical drive by Stanford there as they strike first here in the bowl game. LSU's offense first crack at it was not as successful. After facing a 3rd and 9 quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier throws it short to Barry and Brown, but he's behind the line of scrimmage and he's tackled for a quick 3 and out. After the punt, Stanford was driving in LSU territory again, but Brown is hit as he throws, resulting in a Tiger interception. Linebacker Whit Weeks hauls it in, but is quickly taken down by the Cardinal offense. Picks were the Achilles heel for Brown all year long, and he throws one early in this one. LSU looked to capitalize when Nussmeier hands off to running back Caleb Johnson, inside give, and he bursts through the middle and hits the second level. Doesn't have the afterburners to take it the distance though, as he's tackled from behind by Colin Wright. 2 plays later, Stanford defense looks to hold them as big defensive tackle Benedict Uma takes him down, and the NFL prospect Nussmeier is sacked as LSU is forced to settle for 3. Score 7-3 midway through the second. Brown was back to pass, and again he faces heavy pressure, resulting in another interception, this time by future first-round pick Harold Perkins. Perkins picked up some yardage, and he's taken down inside Stanford territory as Brown just holds on to the ball too long there, and he decides to throw it at the wrong time, resulting in an interception. After the turnover, Stanford forces a 3rd and short. LSU calls a QB keeper, but Nussmeier is pushed back and held short. Due to the weather conditions, LSU was forced to punt the ball even though they were inside the 40. Stanford still up 4 with 2 to play when Brown hits Bryce Farrell outside the numbers. He turns it upfield, breaks a tackle, and darts for the end zone. He's at the 20, the 10, and he's stopped just before breaking the plane. However, just 2 plays later, Brown's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to throw a strike to Sam Roush for a Cardinal touchdown. Brown bounces back from the 2 early picks, and he helps extend the lead 14-3. But that score didn't last long. LSU drove down the field on the ensuing possession. Then Nussmeier throws it up for grab, and Nick Anderson comes down with it and takes it in for an LSU touchdown. What a play as the receiver goes over the top and snags it for the score. This big play led us to the halftime with Cardinals just holding a 4-point lead. Their main man, Sam Roush, had 5 catches through 2 quarters as he's looking to lead his team to victory in the final game of his collegiate career. However, LSU got the ball out of the break and were looking to take control of this game for the first time. Nussmeier takes a snap from Gunn, doesn't see an open man, and tucks and runs it for a big gain. He slides for safe measures. Later on the drive, he fakes a handoff. He stands strong in the pocket and throws a beautiful ball downfield to Chris Hilton for a touchdown. What a throw over the linebacker and in between both safeties as LSU takes a 17-14 lead. On the following drive, Stanford now trailing for the first time. They feed the run game. Michael Ford takes a handoff the middle and bursts up the middle. He darts to the left side before being taken down after picking up 32 yards on the play. They then drive down and face a 4th down and goal. They throw for it, but it's undercut and picked off again by linebacker Whit Weeks, who kneels down after the great play. Cardinal get nothing after the promising drive. However, the Stanford defense was looking to make a big play of their own. On 3rd and 4, they run a stunt and Nussmeier gets taken down hard for a sack. He ended up hurt on the play, but was able to return to this game. After the LSU punt, backup quarterback Dylan Rizek relieved Elijah Brown of his duties as the QB of the offense. He was called upon to lead this team to a bowl game victory. He faced a 4th and inches on his first drive, and then he hit CJ Williams up the seam for a nice gain. A few plays later, facing a 3rd and 6, he's going to hit Williams again, this time on a nice out route. He turns it upfield and tacks on a few more. The drive eventually stalls out at the 10-yard line, and kicker Emmett Kinney ties the game with a field goal with 7 minutes to play. After punting the ball back and forth, Stanford ended up deep in LSU territory with 2 to play. Instead of handing the ball off, Rizek tries to hit the flat route, but is jumped and picked off by safety A.J. Halsey, and he could go all the way. Touchdown Tigers! The young QB made a grave mistake, and the SEC defense makes him play. 6 points the other way, and this would doom the Cardinals' upset bid as LSU holds on 24-17 and are Birmingham Bowl champions. Brutal loss to end the season for the squad, but looking at the year as a whole, it was a very successful one. 7 total wins year 1, the most the program had seen since 2018. Although the team did not hoist a trophy at the end, we did have some individual players take home some hardware. Star edge rusher Tavaro Tafiti not only broke the school's single season sack record, he also won 3 awards, including the Chuck Bednar Award, the Nagurski Award, as well as the Butkus Award after an 18-sack, 36 tackle for loss season. And on the offensive side of the ball, senior Sam Roush took home the John Mackey Award after an 88-catch, 814-yard, and 7 touchdown regular season. Our star seniors take home some prestigious awards to end their careers. Our statistical leaders included quarterback Elijah Brown, who started all season and finished with over 3,600 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, but 17 interceptions. The rushing leader was Michael Ford with 858 yards and 6 scores, while Cedric Irvin added 762 yards and 4 scores for a nice 1-2 punch on the ground. Sam Roush led the team in receiving in all major categories, including receptions, while Bryce Farrell had a nice year with 55 grabs, 686 yards, and 3 scores. Caden High and CJ Williams both had over 400 yards, with the former adding 5 scores. CJ did miss about 4 games during the regular season, so that contributed to his down year. Defensively, Josiah Galvin led the team in total tackles with 123, adding 22 tackles for loss. Defensive backs Brandon Nicholson and Scotty Edwards also had over 100 tackles, which I'm not quite sure is a good thing considering they're defensive backs. Tafiti led the team in TFLs, while Galvin, Cooper, and Nicholson also had double-digit tackles for loss. Our sack leaders, including the aforementioned Tafiti, as well as senior edge rusher Ernest Cooper, who added 13 quarterback takedowns, well ahead of the rest of the team, as our next leaders came in with 4.5 sacks apiece. As far as takeaways, we had 2 interceptions as the team leader, with Brandon Nicholson as well as linebacker Matt Rose having an interception, while we had 4 or 5 different players add an interception for themselves. So that officially marks the end of Season 1. please hit that like button and subscribe, as we'll go through the offseason and set our path on Season 2 in our next episode. Thank you and peace out.